Hi everyone, and welcome to this very special Instagram Live. I'm so excited about my guest today, Bettina, the author of the book The Joy of Later Motherhood. And I see she's already there. Let's see if I can get her already. Okay. Bettina, hi. Are you there?
We should
Hello.
have actually tried this out before. Hi, Yvonne. How are you?
Hi, very
Here we
good. How are you?
are. Hello.
Hi.
See?
Do you hear
Yes,
me well? How's the
I hear you
sound?
well. You look amazing. That's the difference in between living right now in a warmer climate and a colder climate. Look at me. I have my shawl. The heat is on. You are like in your in your shirt. It's like amazing. Yeah. Hi. Good to see you.
Well, I'm not sure if you want to trade today because we have around 34 degrees outside, and since 2 hours we have an electricity outage, so we don't have air conditioning. We have nothing in the house, and that's the lightest thing I found. I'm sitting at the window where
Yeah.
I'm trying to get
Yeah.
some air. So if at one point I'm really starting to sweat, never mind. It's not the topic. It's really the temperatures outside and no air conditioning.
Yeah.
But I'm so excited for this Instagram live conversation with you, Bettina. Um, to start with, maybe a little bit how our connection and at one point also our friendship came along, and
Yes. And
it was.
may I just say in one second, did you already mention at the beginning that really seriously, every woman who is of the advanced maternal age, 35 plus, or especially over 40, this is the Instagram live for you? Did you already say that? Because that's important.
Now you said it even better than I could. So
Yeah.
everyone 35 plus who still have this desire in their heart for motherhood and is doubting, is it too late? Will it still happen? Can I even try? All those questions. Please listen to the conversation. Listen, also follow Bettina, follow my channel, because we have so many answers and we have so much to bring to you. So thanks for this reminder. And you know that I'm so passionate about this topic because it's my own topic as well. And I always knew I wanted to be a mother. Always, always, always. And for me in my 30s, well, I separated from my previous relationship, age 35, and then I thought, yes, well, I still have time. And then suddenly, still single, the 40s approaching, and I was really panicking because in my head, it was always this number, this magic number 40, 40, 40. You have to have done it before 40, otherwise, forget it. And for me, this was really it spiraled me down a depression, anxiety, because I always connected with this number with, well, then everything is over. You don't even need to try anymore. And it was really when I started to look around, also age 40, then okay, let's see, is it really true? Is it really impossible after 40? And I found especially your book. There are not so many books on the market. So your book was really for me, so, oh my God. And she's not only talking about it's possible, she's talking about it's amazing, it's wonderful. And it's really the joy of later motherhood. And later motherhood comes with so many advantages, with so many benefits, with so much maturity and a completely different self-awareness than we have in our 30s or 20s. Um, so your book for me, that was really a pivotal moment. It was a point where I started to shift my mind into, wait, I'm not buying into this. With 40, it's all over and forget even trying. So that and you describe this also in your book when you describe the elements of fertility at an advanced age. One important element is the mindset. And for me, this was it, because I was so fit. I was always like 10 years younger, but it was the mindset. And your book helped to shift me and to really develop also this confidence to say, hey, listen, no one is shutting me down because I turned 40. I can do whatever I want. If I'm looking for IVF age 40, 45, I can do it. It's my body. And this is really, it was really this turning point where I started to shift everything around this topic in my life. And so thank you from my heart, Bettina. And I know this, I passed this book on to so many women I know, and they all said the same thing. It is really, it's helping so much to turn around the lens and to turn around your perspective of motherhood above 40. And well, since I love the book so much, we connected at one point. I reached out to you, and 5 years later, I think this wonderful friendship is still going on. We worked on coaching projects together, and we regularly exchange about these really important topics. So thank you so much for your work and for your friendship, Bettina.
Thank you. Listen, I feel the same, and I'm as passionate as you are to bringing a different perspective to that focus, this really extreme focus on fertility correlated with age, because this is where I found the big flaw in the whole narrative around later motherhood, and the biggest myth that together we would, we set out today to debunk. So maybe can I just jump in right away with,
Sure.
Thank you. Well, yeah, because I know it means so much to us to share what we have learned with the other women who are on their way to motherhood. And for me, it was so, as Simone said, so my name is Bettina Gordon. I'm a journalist and the first time. And I am the third generation of women who have the children in the 40s in my family. So when I pregnant and much about it, because for me that was normal. And that is important to know, because I later reflected a lot. Why was I able to so easily? And I believe a big part of that is I was not influenced by the negativity that's out there around fertility and age. I don't know where it is. Also, yeah. Just my phone right now. I never looked at the phone, anything related to pregnancy and age, so the algorithm never brought it to me. And it was actually after I had my son in 2014, just about now, it was a spring day, just much nicer than it is today in Washington, D.C., and the cherry blossoms were out, it was really beautiful, that I sat with my newborn baby in the crook of my arm on my couch, and I looked outside, there was a cherry blossom tree, and I was like on cloud 9. And the idea for the book that later became the Joy of Later Motherhood started on that day on the couch, me feeling elated about having a child in my 40s, almost mid-40s, and that I wanted to share it with the world. I wanted to stand on a soapbox and yell it out. That's how great it is, because I had lived a rich life before I became a mom. I had no fear of missing out. I was just enjoying sitting on the sofa with my newborn baby. And yes, of course, I had also the oxytocin hormones rushing through me. But I was so elated. Plus, I'm a journalist. We always want to write books. That I immediately reached over to my computer to start the research for my book, because I mean, it has to be a book. And this is for the first time that I realized what is going on in the real world. Because I put into Google, I made the same mistake that just about every woman who wants to become a mom later in life, she does that. She goes to Google and asks Dr. Google, for input. And so I put in pregnancy over 35 or pregnancy over 40, I forgot the details. But I remember hitting the return tab. And then I watched, shocked, like one negative story after the other. Like why the woman's age is the biggest predictor for fertility, all the things that can go wrong with later pregnancy, and why you shouldn't have a child over the age of 40. And this is when I realized, when I felt it in my own body. I read all of this, I couldn't believe it. And then I realized that what I was feeling, I all of a sudden felt fear, anxiety, doubt, like just by reading what I read. And I kid you not, and I noticed that I went from a world where I wanted to shout it from the rooftop how great it is to become a mom in your 40s, to a world where I seriously doubted myself and thought like, this is a stupid idea. And I was sitting there with my baby. So this is like one of the biggest things I would like to tell the women who are watching this, that please be very, very mindful where you put your attention on, because what you read, the narratives that get fed to you through your phone, through the algorithm, that can either build you up or tear you down. And unfortunately, for us women who come to motherhood that has built later in life, it is 99% or 90%, I should say, it tears you down. And that has an impact on our bodies that we often overlook. But this is extremely important, because we have an immediate reaction within our body to what's happening in our environment. And if you're focused, like we want to, during a time when we want to conceive, we want to be open, we need to be open. We need to be open to the possibilities in this world and be vulnerable and ready for motherhood. And in this vulnerable time and moment, those negative stories and the feedback that we often get from the outside hits us harder and drags us further down than it might do at any other time in our life. So that's why we need to be extremely self-protective and looking towards the things that build us up as opposed to tear us down. And I remember on that couch sitting with my baby Hunter back then 11 years ago, that I was thinking, it can't be that millions of women around the world, who, by the way, will make the best mothers a child could ever wish for, because they're older, because they're more settled, because they're more mature, because, that these women are made to feel insecure, doubtful, and guilty, for having waited so long, that they are made feel that way, not because there's something wrong with the body, because we don't know that yet. Whoever wrote the story that I read knows nothing about me and my body and my physical ability. And that these millions of women will feel made to feel that way because of a number, which it happened to be her birth date. Nothing is taken in consideration. Not how she grew up, where she grew up, how she lives today, so socioeconomic status, financial status, relationship status, health status, genetic status. Nothing is taken into consideration. It is just everybody's judged by the number of her age. And that is absolutely flawed. And I would say really, really wrong, because what we also know today is our chronological age, the one that's determined by our birthday, is not the deciding factor. There's another age. This is the biological age, the true age of our body, of our cells, of our tissues. This is the biological clock that tells us how quickly or maybe slowly we have aged. That's the one important. That's the important one, not the chronological age. It's the biological age. So if you take nothing away from this our conversation today, then it should be this: screw chronological age. Who cares? It's your biological age, and your biological age is not fixed as the other one. It is flexible. and you can influence it with your daily choices. Mic drop.
So damn right. So damn right. And honestly, I mean, I've been for the last, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years, I'm following the world of IVF treatments, fertility, everything so closely. And I can tell you, really, I've seen everything. Everything is possible. As long as a woman still has one egg left, she can be pregnant. And even if she has no eggs left, nowadays we have techniques of egg donation. It's still possible. So there is not this limit that they put in our head and saying, don't even bother to try. Don't waste your time. And this was the next big factor in my journey. It was not only my age, but it was almost this shame of going to the doctor at 44, 45 and saying, please, I want to do IVF. I was afraid that they would just point me to the door and say, are you crazy? I mean, we like to take your money, but don't even get your hopes up. And honestly, sometimes you also, you're surprised positively, because I had a very supporting doctor. And at one point we had a really great conversation, and I told him, listen, I want it to be my decision how long I try, no matter what my statistics are. It is my body, it is my decision. For medical reason, we could never try naturally with my partner. It's not working. He has something called azoospermia, so we always knew we had to go the medical route. And if I wouldn't have to do, I would keep trying. I wouldn't stop to have sex or to start using protection, approaching my 50s. No, I would just continue. And I want the same treatment from the doctors. It's me who's telling the doctors how long I want to go. And it's also me who says, you know what, I think I'm done now. But this decision has to be up to the woman. And I think this is also a very important learning experience that we have to go through. Unless we have this wonderful luxury, as you explained, you never had in your head that it's a problem, because you are the third generation of women who had children in their 40s. But most of us are not this lucky. So family, friends, everyone is telling you, like, hurry up, you're approaching your 40s. Where is it? How do you do it? And it's so hard to suddenly become this confident woman in a doctor's office saying, no, don't worry, I'm trying it. You don't have to tell me what to do. It is a learning curve. It's a learning experience. And I think your book and our conversation and everything is really there to help women on this path of empowerment, on this path of confidence, on this path of joy. Because at one moment for me, it was simply finally being able to have the wonderful partner by my side and sitting in this doctor's office. For me, I didn't care about the chances. They could tell me you have 1% chance or 80% chance. For me, it was important to sit there, to do this for my dream. And I think this is really, as you said, we have to point ourselves to what we want to see.
Yes.
And one thing also I can tell you, when I decided to see that women over 40 are fertile, I saw more and more and more and more. And this is also, I think, what you described on your book journey, that it was not like finding the needle in the haystack, finding this one woman.
Yeah. No, it was actually much easier than I thought. And I just wanted to say, so Sophie, who wrote that she's going to buy the book, Sophie, I'm going to gift it to you. Let me, at the end of our conversation, I would like to gift you an electronic copy of my book. You can then still order it on Amazon if you want to have this experience, which I understand, but let me gift you this book, because When I started writing, so I set out to write the book, and I thought, okay, it's just about first-time mothers in the 40s. And I had so many um, interviews with all kind of women who became first-time moms in the 40s, that it was surrogacy, adoption, everything. But I had the first 20 or so interviews when I noticed that the majority of the women had actually conceived naturally. It was a I just noticed that, and me being a journalist, I thought like, oh, listen, this is not what we hear at all usually. We hear that after 40 you have to do the IVF, otherwise it's not. In your case, it's a combination because of your looked around, and I never posted anything on my social media that I was looking for women in the 40s first time moms, nor did I go to any Facebook groups or whatever now. And I'm telling you, maybe a month or two, I had found 60 women, first-time moms in the 40s. Some of them had women who consider. That's why I want to also very quickly touch on the topic of statistics. When you go to a doctor, and you mention your doctor's office, um, the statistics that we see, or also in the media, these are primarily, not exclusively, but primarily statistics that come from the infertility clinics, because they are the ones who keep immaculate records. They know exactly when a couple came in, or a woman by herself, or same-sex couple, and what they did and what the outcome was. They have this down to a T. This is the data that is used primarily for the statistics that we are, presented with. But the women who conceive naturally, they're not in these statistics. Believe me, nobody ever asked me how often I wanted, or how long I wanted to have a child, how often we tried. Nobody. Yeah. The women in my book, and by the way, the book is full with the stories of the women and what they went through and what they learned and what they thought about later motherhood. So it's actually the right book in the time before you want to get pregnant, because they talk about their journeys, and none of them, I asked them, none of them is in a statistic. None of them was asked, because that is not, then you would have to go to every OBGYN in any small town and say, hey, you need to, if there's a woman coming in over the age of 40, you need to ask her exactly. Nobody does that. So that's also why, as you said before, we don't hear so much about the world of fertility, that there could be way more fertility for us older women out there, that maybe there is, we just don't know it. So by starting to focus on that, on the world of possibilities again, as soon as we blow open this, we have always the image, other people are telling us, oh, your window of fertility is closing, come on, TikTok, hurry up. That is a message that is like, what is that? This is restricting. This is not helping, because you have to live, I don't know where, on Mars, to not have gotten the message by now that, fertility slowly declines. Yeah, but so you don't need this. You want the fertility window being blown wide open again, partially through like books like mine or Amy Ralph's, Yes, You Can Get Pregnant. Just look for those books and let those be your guiding light. Because, that's what I wanted to say. I don't know if I did so good before. When we read headlines that are scary, that's why I also would suggest, if you're in the phase of conception, stay away from politics, stay away from crime, stay away from anything that makes you feel bad, yeah, because your body immediately reacts with a cascade of stress hormones that are released in the body, yeah, with like what you do on a daily basis either helps with fertility or hinders, yeah. So you have to choose really, really wisely, and you also have to know that fertility is is just one aspect of overall health.
Mm-hmm.
For some people, when their overall health is diminished for whatever reason, for some people it shows up, they have heart palpitations or panic attacks. For others, other breaks down. Yeah. And for other people, for women, it could be that the fertility organs are a little, they say, hey, I need a little more help here, a little more focus, a little more dedication, a little more, me time, us time. So it's if there are fertility challenges, then it's just a time to now look at, okay, what's really going on, and to come into a much better, Lord, scam right now, in a better relationship with your own body again, which is so important. And whatever you can do to relax your nervous system, to calm down in another in a potentially turbulent world around you, whatever you can do to calm your nervous system down has a direct effect on your body thinking, oh, okay, it could actually be safe to conceive and not run away, be in this constant adrenaline fight or flight mode.
Yeah. And this is really such an important point, which I always mention also with my coaching clients, is because what they feel is this sense of feeling powerless if the right partner isn't there. Like, how can I even try if the partner is not there? And I'm always telling them, you have the power over your health. You have the power of improving, the hell out of yourself, looking at your lifestyle, looking at your stress levels, looking, how much you care for your body, how much you love your body, taking the right supplements, eating the right things, really becoming immersed in doing this for yourself. And you're not powerless. You are in this moment already starting your journey towards motherhood. And this is often such a huge shift for women because they feel, I can do something, even if the man is not yet there.
Yes, use that time wisely, my dear. You are given, for whatever reason, you may not want it, but here it is. You are given additional time. Use it wisely. Prepare now. Yeah. Get your body in the most fertile state as possible, so that you can then, when the circumstances are most conducive to you having the baby, that this is something that you don't start then to work on it. Do it now, so then it is a much easier position to be in, to then really go and experience motherhood sooner than later. Use the time wisely. And what I also wanted to say before, so I am so sorry. There is this scammer. So maybe it's not scam. Okay, so I have to get it off. Maybe it's not scam if somebody calls me 3 times in a row. Anyway, what I meant to say is, use the time wisely, and also know, when I did the interviews with the women for the book, the vast majority, because I asked them, why now in your 40s and not sooner? And most of them answered just like you, Yvonne, that I knew I wanted to have a child for a very, very long time. And it's not that these women forgot to have children because there was a focus on their career. They were courageous enough to hold out for the partner that was right for them, including myself. I didn't get married until I was 38. Yeah. And thank God I waited, because now, what am I now, 55? So it's like almost 20. No, yeah, exactly. 19 years together. Thank God I waited. I had the guts to wait. Yeah. And then I couldn't make up my mind. So that's the reason why I got married at 38 and didn't have a child until 44, because I didn't really know if I want to be a mom or not. But my point is that I find this very courageous to not have a child sooner if you know the relationship is doomed, or if you know there's something not right. So I just also want to honor that decision to say, no, I'm holding out for the right partner. I think this is extremely, extremely important.
I think this is such a good point, because often what we hear in society is like, well, career woman, it's your own fault. Like,
The
You
prejudice is
prioritize
driving me
career.
crazy.
I
Yeah.
have
Oh,
no one single woman I met that deliberately waited so long and only started her journey in her 40s because she wanted to make career.
yeah.
I haven't met her.
I,
It
I,
was
I met one.
always like,
I
I
met
want to.
one I did, but that's it, one. And
Yeah,
she said, well, I
yeah,
forgot to have a child. I'm like, she was funny. Okay, so, but
yeah,
she's one
yeah,
in all the, what
yeah,
have we, like hundreds of women in
yeah,
between you and I.
yeah,
I mean, one, this is a 0 point,
yeah.
what, 000. Okay.
And
Um,
this is I think a great segue also into the three parts of your book. You structured
okay.
your books around three big pillars when
Yes.
we talk
And
about later motherhood.
yes. And everyone, let me suggest the following, because we wanted to stick with 20 minutes. We're already way over.
Yeah,
Ladies, who here, please leave in the comments below if you have any specific questions for us. And I would suggest we wrap it up for today and do the three pillars in our next live.
great,
Yeah, let's
great idea.
let's just do a new live either next week or when I'm then back from Europe. Let's do it at our next live. Ladies, whoever now listen to this in full, if you have any questions about motherhood and age related, you know, those myths and such that you face when you're over the age of 35 in this advanced maternal age group, put them into the comments. It doesn't matter whether you're live or recorded. Put them in, and we can pick them up in our next live in a couple of weeks from now. And then Yvonne, we also go back to the book, The Joy of Later Motherhood, because what I focused on purpose is not just the body. I think it's a mistake that we only focus on the body. It's the mind, body, and spirit connection. Yeah, that really factors into conceiving a baby. And let's do this the next time. Sophie and anybody who was listening here with us today, let me gift you an electronic copy of The Joy of Later Motherhood. If you go to BettinaGordon.com, Bettina is Bettina, and also you follow me on Instagram here, BettinaGordon.com/joy, JOY/joy. If you join the community there, you get an email with the PDF of, with the electronic version of the book. I would love to give that to you today. And then leave your questions below, and Yvonne and I, we pick them up in a couple of weeks when we see each other here again. Hopefully it will be a little bit warmer for me, a little cooler for you.
Perfect idea, because like this we can give already a homework for our listeners, for our wonderful women.
Yeah.
First, to get the book, to read it. And then I would really encourage you to start a list of searching the internet for success stories, women in their 40s having babies, and really take the link, take the picture of those women, take the stories and put it all in one folder. And whenever you feel doubt or down or feel like it's too late, look at this folder again, go through all the different pictures and stories. Completely different thing if we can give our brain a picture, a concrete story, a truth behind something, a fact behind. I encourage you really to do this homework before we meet for the next Instagram live.
Good idea. Let's do that. And the next time I know to put my phone on the do not. Connection is also a little bit shaky, but here you are.
It's totally, it could be, yeah. So next time, better connection, warmer on your side, air conditioner on my side, and do not disturb.
Yes, exactly. Do not disturb. And I see you. Yes, yeah. Thank you very much for having me, and I see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you so much, Bettina.
Yes, thank you.
Let's do this.
Bye. 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 See you soon. Ciao. And I think you would have to turn this off here.